Good morning, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Okay, sir, we will start the webinar in another 2 to 3 minutes. Please just bear with us.
Hello.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar on Apache Spark for Big Data Processing. Myself, Tulika Chakravarti, Senior Project Engineer, CDAC Noida. Today we have here with us Shri Tushar Patnaik, Chief Investigator and Joint Director of Big Data Technology at CDAC Noida, and Ms. Swavna Yaikom, Faculty, NELIT MPhil. I would like to quickly take you through the topic of the webinar and give a brief about FutureSkills Prime program through which the various courses are being conducted. Is the presentation visible to you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So digital disruption is a global phenomenon impacting nations and businesses. Hence, there is a need for a reskill, upskill talent pool for the current and future requirements. Skill competence of India's IT workforce significantly impacts its development goals. The IT industry in India continues to be a net hirer with talent acquisition across various sectors. Technology is no longer an issue relevant only to companies in certain industries. With each passing year, technology has become a crucial driver behind the dominant forces that is shaping the domestic and global economy, and it has become more and more embedded into the fabric of business in every sector. Driven by the adoption of the digital technology, the total addressable market for the technology would continue to rise exponentially. Similarly, at present, the job scenario in Indian IT industry is undergoing a transformation due to adoption of automation and emergence of newer technologies. Due to this, new job roles requiring different skill sets are appearing in, and earlier jobs based on older skill sets are losing their relevance. So in view of this a framework for reskill and upskilling of IT professionals was perceived as a first of its kind proposition that take into account synergy and collaborations between industry, academia, and government in true spirit of Team India model, with government acting as a facilitator. The program aims to create a reskilling upskilling ecosystem in emerging and futuristic technologies to facilitate continuous skill as well as knowledge enhancement of the IT professionals in line with their aspiration and aptitude in a self-paced digital environment. Hence, as a part of initiatives by Government of India, FutureSkills Prime is a digital skilling platform where government, academia, and industry came together to provide world-class content and hands-on experience in 10 emerging technologies. A first of its kind platform is launched in India with unique experience in learning emerging and advanced technologies in online and blended learning mode. The portal is designed and developed keeping in mind the aspirational values of IT professionals in various fields of academics, research, and larger organization. The platform is generating a lot of interest in the student community and also working professionals to access the course with industry relevant content and also performing case studies through well established network of virtual lab facilities. So as we can see, there are more than 9 lakh signups on the platform and more than 23 lakh digital fluency badges that has been awarded to the learners. The platform boasts of more than 30 plus content partners such as Microsoft, Azure, Intel, Digital Vidya, Adobe, AWS, Cisco, Coding Ninjas, etc. and offering more than 123 different courses. It is also offering competency diagnostic facility for learners so that it can help them to choose the right path for their career. Further, the government is also incentivizing the learners, which is aimed towards successful transition from traditional to an online continuous skilling paradigm. To supplement the objective of the program, CDAC Noida, in partnership with Government of India and NASCOM, is playing a dual role on overall management of the program through continuous monitoring, evaluation, and overall implementation of the program. So we are also lead resource center for big data technology and offering a 100 hours bridge course in big data technology for data enthusiasts, graduates entering the workforce who are exploring career options or mid-level working professionals looking to upskill and enhance their employability. So one more additional information which I would like to provide you is that initially our bridge course was provided for, it was offered at 4,000 rupees, but now we are offering a promo code and promotional offer. In this promotional offer, the course is being given at 400 rupees only. I would now request Shri Tushar Patnaik, Chief Investigator of Big Data Technology, to throw some light about the program and the course details.
Thank you, Tulika. Actually, here, so Tulika has mentioned many things regarding the FutureSkills Prime. So I'll be talking about big data technology because we are the CDAC Noida is the resource center for the big data technology along with the co-lead center, 3 co-lead centers in India. So they're Imphal, NILIT Imphal, NILIT Chandigarh, and NILIT Kolkata. They are also associated with us. We 4 centers are providing the big data technology in FutureSkills Prime. As Tulika has mentioned, there are 10 domains. So big data technology is one of the domains we are focusing on. And big data technology is very much important as a technology because nowadays a lot of things are going on database. A lot of data are coming. Everybody is talking about data. Earlier also we are talking about data every time. So data has been an important factor in nowadays everybody's life, whether you speak something, whether you write something, whether you are collecting some images. So database has been a very important part. Whatever the project we are initiating, database has been a major, is playing a major role in that. Let us say, so we are talking about some image database, or we are acquiring some textual database, or we are acquiring some voice database. So database is a database after all. So the managing of different database at different point of time is the way of handling them are different. Now that was one of the major concerns nowadays. Earlier the database was we are talking of DBMS. When we are talking of DBMS, we are talking of the structural database. The database were in table or the object-oriented database. We are talking of these all types of database we are talking, but they are all structured database we are talking of. But since the size of the database was limited, now the database has been a large and very large database are being used. After the Facebook, Twitters, and all the social media platform comes into the picture, everybody is using the database. Everybody is writing something on the Facebook. Everybody is posting something on their images, posting pictures, posting data, and Along with the database, the artificial AI part is playing also a great role there. The AI part is giving that means it is helping you to identify the machine how it learns from the data you are giving, and the AI is being more powerful from the database that is being given. The more the database AI is becoming more and more stronger. That is that. That is as good as that. If at all we are talking of the AI, why AI is being stronger, how the AI is the scientific evolutions has been more and more modernized scientific evolutions. You are talking about more inventions, more things are there. That is, if at all people are talking that AI is responsible, beyond that the database is also responsible. The more the database, the more the AI is. Okay.
शेयर किया हुआ है सर, वो तो विजिबल भी था लोगों ने।
Okay.
Visible.
So that is there. So the database, the data, what we are talking is very important.
हाँ, दोनों चीजें होना।
So that is how the big data technology comes into the picture. When we are talking about the Facebook, that means
सर एक बार पूछ लीजिए विजिबल है कि नहीं सर, बोल रहे
is the presentation visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Please.
sir.
Yeah, thank you. That means the big data technology, as everybody is talking about the Facebook, everybody talking about the Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever the data that is being generated, how to handle the number of data, because day to day it is exponentially increasing. Okay, so that is how the big data technology comes into the picture. Since the big data technology is handling so much of data, it has found a new way to. Earlier we are talking of Hadoop, we are talking about Hadoop ecosystems, how the database will be managed, how the database can be, the database that is being generated, how that can be managed, how different types of node, name node, you can take data node with the help of name node and data node, how they play the architecture in your Hadoop ecosystems. That now within a few years now, because the big data technology has started, you can say within a 10 year to 12 year span, now we are talking of the Spark. Okay, which is doing excellent in the real-time memory. Whenever we are talking of real-time data processing, Spark is the best things that is happening right now. So along with this, the industry demand since our honorable speaker, she will be talking about the Spark right now. Spark and how the data processing occurs. I think she will be going with the Spark right now. But the lot of amount of processing, lot of amount of things is being done with the Spark. So that is how the industry demands is very high right nowadays. Nowadays, the industry demands are very high. So you can see in the screen, the data scientists in IT, data analysts, software engineers, senior software engineers, solution architects. There are many posts. The many things, many vacancies are coming out, and that will be going to be there for next 20 years. I'm telling you, this is not going to die. So, seeing the demand, the FutureSkills Prime in the FutureSkills Prime SEDEC Noida is taking this course, is becoming the center of excellence for this course. Why we are talking as the center of excellence for the course? Because we have prepared a LMS where the number of videos of these e-learning videos for this big data technology is being published in that LMS. 155 videos are there in big data and data science. This big data technology course, what we are providing is of 3 modules. One is big data technology, one is Spark, and one is data science. So data science we are covering from all the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, every algorithm we are providing using and with the e-learning videos also. Also, we are providing the e-lab facility because you know the Hadoop ecosystem tools that takes 16 GB or 12 GB RAM whenever you are using the systems, offline systems. But we are providing the virtual lab for the candidates. If at all you are joining this big data technology, you can also use the virtual lab to do the lab courses, lab parts, lab modules in that using that virtual lab. Also, we'll be providing you the tools whenever there is a demand of tools that people ask for. No, we want Hadoop tools, we want this tool, we want HBase tools, we want Hive tools. We provide all these things. We give the link and the students download and they do offline. Why we do this? Because not many times you'll be, sometimes the people will not be having the internet so that they can use their systems to do the practical also. Even sometimes it may happen also they are finding some issue with the e-lab, virtual lab, so that they can use their own systems and they can do the lab. Our faculties will be our faculties will be guiding them day and night. What we do actually, we create a WhatsApp group among the candidates. We have got different batches going on. We ask the students to go through the LMS. LMS is open 24/7. Even if you are coming from the industry or colleges at the night, you can access that LMS. You can see the videos. That is number one. Number two is our faculties will be taking your online classes. Those who are interested, they can take the online classes from the they can join the batches. They can attend the online classes wherever they are. And we do provide their inputs of the knowledge there. Third thing is offline. If anybody interested to come to CDAC and sit here and do the courses, they can also do. That provision is also there. Also, LMS with videos are also there. You can work with that. So that are one of the major things. Also, when the data science courses, when the Python starts, we start from the zero of the Python to we cover everything in the Python. So up to advanced Python we cover. And during this, when the Python starts, we assign the projects to the candidates. Okay. So we assign the projects and the students, they do the assignments. And we have linked up with many colleges and many industries till now. The students in the college students, they are being teamed up and they are forming a batch, and we are regularly taking classes for them, both online and offline. Many people are coming here, they are doing the classes also, online also. We have done that. We have linked up with college students or the industry, those who are professionals from industry, so that those things we are doing. Even yesterday only 96 people have registered to our portals. So we are doing all these things. Now, second thing is that this is the course: Hadoop, HDFS, MapReduce, Apache Hive, NoSQL, MongoDB, Spark, Scala, Python, along with the HBase and Impala also, right? So all this, the recent courses, those are old courses also. We are having that those things also. Also, the now the HBase and Impala and Spark has got a lot of demands in the market. We are also covering that now. And whatever the prerequisite, you need not to worry. These candidates don't have to worry. We also cover the prerequisite part. जैसे किसी को database पता नहीं है, database का knowledge नहीं है, we provide them the knowledge of the database part. क्योंकि otherwise he cannot go to this big data and all these things. You need to know the structured database. So that is where we are also we are providing the e-labs. Now the course curriculum is courses of 100 hours, online or offline, right? Including the project things. The candidates will be doing the project there. That is one thing. First thing is that. Second thing is that 100 hours is not flexible. According to the students' knowledge, we keep it flexible. 100 से 120 भी हो जाता है, 130 भी हो जाता है. 4 महीना आपको LMS एक्सेस मिलेगा. Okay. पहले आपको LMS में you have to attempt the quizzes, you have to clear the course, then completion एक notification आएगा कि आप completed the course. CDAC will provide you the certificate, completion certificate. After that, and after your completions, आपको NSQF assessment के लिए भी आपको notification आएगा. You have to face the assessment, and assessment test आप दोगे. Assessment test cost is 600. The registration cost is 4,000. But we'll if at all you will request for promo codes, we'll give you the promo codes. Promo codes में 4,000 जो fees है, that becomes 400. You have to, will have at the end, you'll have to pay 400. 400 you have to pay and you have to register there. एंड यहाँ पे आपको स्क्रीन में 4000 दिख रहा है, बट वी हैव डन दिस थिंग्स फॉर यू पीपल कि अभी हमने इनिशिएट किया एक प्रोमो कोड से, जैसे तुलिका मैडम बता रहे थे कि प्रोमो कोड यूज करके 400 रुपया, एंड वी आर डूइंग फॉर द ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स, जो भी कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स है, जो भी इंडस्ट्रियल फेलोज है, वी आर मेकिंग इट 400 राइट नाउ, so that they can register at the cost of 400 and 600 during the time of assessment. If at all you are professionals, you are working somewhere and you are having job with your hand, or otherwise you are having a job letter, even the job letter will also do. अगर आपके पास job का letter है आपके पास, तो आप ये रजिस्ट्रेशन करने के बाद ये जब असेसमेंट क्लियर करोगे, जब आपको असेस सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, यू कैन प्रोवाइड अस द सर्टिफिकेट, योर जॉब लेटर्स, यू विल बी गेटिंग द इंसेंटिव ऑफ 50%. आपको जो असेसमेंट 600 विल बी रिटर्न बैक टू यू. जो 600 रुपये आप असेसमेंट के लिए दिए जाएंगे, 600 रुपये आपको मिल जाएगा. जो 400 रुपये आपने पे किया है पर रजिस्ट्रेशन, आउट ऑफ दैट 200 रुपीज यू विल गेट बैक थ्रू डीबीटी. डायरेक्ट बेनिफिशियल ट्रांसफर के थ्रू में आपको, डीबीटी के थ्रू में आपको पैसा वापस आपका वॉलेट में पैसा मिल जाएगा. आउट ऑफ 1000, ऑल टोटल 800 विल बी गिवन बैक टू यू. सो दैट इज व्हाट आवर स्कीम इज. सो इफ एट ऑल आप जॉब में हो, या इफ एट ऑल यू हैव गॉट जॉब लेटर इन योर हैंड, दैट द इफेक्टिव प्राइस इज 200, you can say. That is, after the certification, you'll get back 600 and 400 or 200 out of 400 you will get back. So that is the incentive. This is what. And otherwise, the course fee is 400 and assessment fee is 600, to be very clear. So as mentioned here, our course partners are NILIT Calcutta, NILIT Chandigarh, and NILIT Imphal. And we are the course, SIDEC Noida is the main RC resource center. So, as you mentioned, this is the USP, as well as the demand grows on the USP is that. Now, there may be several questions, ki ne, Udemy, Coursera, X, Y, Z, there are, we don't compete with those things. Ours is totally different. Our quality is different. Our interactions is different. We are totally interactive. We do conduct the doubt clearing classes. We provide the virtual lab. Those things are not, you cannot get in Coursera and Udemy and XYZ and all these things. So I don't, if at all there is some questions in your mind, please don't have in that mind, in these things in your mind, because they are totally different. That their category is different, our category is different. So I'll request you, if at all, whenever you'll find time, you can also, Tulika madam will provide you the, email IDs and phone numbers. You can connect to us and you can speak to us. Now it is over to Tulika madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for providing the detailed brief about the course. I would now request Swavana ma'am from NILIT Imphal, expert faculty, to throw some light on the topic of the webinar today. So, ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Tulika, for. So let me just share my slide.
Yes, ma'am, I have unshared it. You can share it from your.
Okay. Is my slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, hello everyone, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share some knowledge on Apache Spark for big data processing. So, so this is the topics to be covered in this session. First of all, we'll talk about what is Apache Spark and features, and next we'll see the components of Spark's ecosystem that makes Spark as a future big data platform. And after that, we'll be talking about fundamental data structure of Spark, that is RDD, and how data is processed. And at the last, we'll discuss about the working of Spark architecture. So during pandemic, we all know that big data itself has a lot of advantage. We can give various insights from it. So big data is acting as an asset, helping forecast and understand the impact of coronavirus. So it is being used by healthcare workers, scientists, and policymakers to aggregate and synthesize data on a regular scale. So here, big data tools are now making it easy to aggregate and synthesize with the data during the pandemic while fighting with COVID-19. So it is actually resourcefully in studying the metrics about the population movement across regions, listing health protocols, then talk on public compliances and check the frequency of people with high rates of temperature with temperature scanner. So then healthcare related data is also pulled from trusted bodies such as Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the World Health Organization, giving information on the number of confirmed cases, facilities, and recoveries. So the collection of information helps in early detection of future diseases with the identification of potential patients, then conducting their clinical trials due to faster and real-time evaluation in decision making based on data. So here Spark can be very helpful, and that is real-time analytics and giving instant results. So so now let's come to the Spark. So Spark is one of the famous tool inside the market, and it has a lot of advantage. So Spark is an open source cluster computing system that aims to make data analytics fast. So earlier it was merged with Hadoop and taking Hadoop for storage purposes, and Hadoop having their storage and MapReduce technique to process the Spark. So so here Spark is much faster than Hadoop. So it's around 100 times faster when it work on memory, and around 10 times faster when it work on a disk in comparison to Hadoop MapReduce. And we all know that Hadoop is basically used for batch processing. That is processing over historical data, that is data which is stored over a period of time. But in Apache Spark, we can work in both batch as well as real time. So we can, through Spark, we can achieve near to real time in Spark. And it has been believed that Apache Spark is a future of big data platform, which provides very fast data processing, and it is also a complete package for all solutions. So now let's discuss in detail. Then here I'd like to throw a light on why Spark is popular. So what do you mean by this in-memory processing? So it means in-memory processing means working in RAM. Earlier in RDBMS, it mostly worked in network, transferring data over the network. But when Hadoop came into picture, it works in disks. So it needs to write in intermediate data on the disks again. That is repeated read and write operations on disks, which consumes much time. But when Spark came, it works in RAM. So its benefit is fast processing. That is, it's 100 times faster when it works on RAM and 10 times faster when working on disks. So, and again for BI OLAP, that is online analytical processing and business intelligence. So for fast processing and results, Spark is used in OLAP and BI. Then Spark is immutable. That means immutable means cannot change. That is Spark. Spark. There's a data structure I have already mentioned that RDD is immutable. So new RDD is created here, and this RDD doesn't modify it, and it can be revealed this lost RDD when there is some failure. Then inside a single package, this Spark is lazy means that whenever Spark doesn't do anything, whenever until unless an action is given to the these transformations, Spark cannot do anything. So, and then cluster and programming languages support. So Spark support many languages like Scala, Python, Java, and all. So, and it's a power of SQL, SQL, and user-defined functions. So there are a lot of advantages in Spark. So, so now we'll see in detail about Spark. So, real-time analytics. So, what do you mean by real-time analytics? So, it is analytics based on immediate data to get instant results based on whatever information is given. We start reading the data and processing data in near real time. That is, get the data and process the data. For example, there are a lot of data generated in healthcare during COVID, and we need to do analysis on this data. We need to find out the future disease with identification of potential patients and conducting their clinical trials due to faster and real-time evaluation in decision making based on data. And Netflix, Amazon is also in demand. People are doing real-time streaming on Netflix and Amazon, and due to which Spark is needed. So e-commerce side, people are also doing online shopping. That means explore things and clicks. There are various clicks. There means, so from all this we are collecting information. For example, say season ID, customer reaching sequence, choice of the customer. So this data are collected and performed analysis using Spark and all that. So in fraud detecting in banking also means then receiving OTP and giving response according to the given information. There is stock market data also, then telecom sector, online teaching, Zoom, Skype, and many more. So we can achieve processing this data near to real time using Spark. So why do we need Spark when Hadoop is already there? As we all know that Hadoop is basically used for batch processing. That is, it processes on historical data, that is data collected over a period of time, and process it later. So we do not get the instant result. That is, there is some time lag is there when we are using Hadoop MapReduce. So, but in Spark, we can work in both batch as well as real time. We can achieve near to real time processing in Spark, that is, get the immediate data and get instant result. So Spark overcomes the time lag issues in Hadoop MapReduce. And so we prefer Spark while performing real-time analytics. So this is the Spark community. So there are this Yahoo, MPlab, Databricks, Amazons are all there. They are all using Spark, providing features of Spark. So so now let's see more on Spark. So Spark is a lightning fast cluster computing technology designed for fast computation, that is data analytics. It is an open source computing framework for real-time data processing. So what do you mean by lightning fast computing? So it means that it will process the data very fast. For example, Hadoop MapReduce may take 1 hour to process 1 terabyte of data, whereas Spark takes 100 times faster. So it may take a couple of minutes to process 1 terabyte of data, and as Spark stores data in memory, that is RAM, where Hadoop stores data on disk. So, and it is also based on Hadoop MapReduce, and it extends the MapReduce model to efficiently use it for more types of computations, which includes interactive queries and stream processing. And the main feature of Spark is its in-memory cluster computing that increases the processing speed of an application. So in-memory is one of the main advantages of Spark. Its ability to work on memory, as working on RAM is faster than working on disk. Most of the work is doing in RAM, and it's faster than working on disk where Hadoop is working. So in Hadoop, in every iteration, it hits the disk again and again, which is time consuming. But in Spark, once the data is read from the disk, it creates an RDD, that is resilient distributed data sets in RAM, which is the fundamental data structure of Spark, which we're going to discuss later. And Spark is designed to cover a wide range of workloads such as batch applications, iterative algorithms, interactive queries, and streaming. So workload workload is a trump here. Suppose we are talking about Hadoop, and if we want to do some SQL, we used to prefer Hive. We prefer Pig for scripting, and if we want to do some streaming, then we go for Flume. So Hadoop needs a lot of loads. That means it manages all these tools in the ecosystem, but in Spark, in a single package, we can get everything. That is, Spark SQL is there, Spark streaming is there, iterative algorithm is there, interactive queries, batch processing, that is batch applications, GraphX is there. So we can also perform machine language inside Spark. R is also available. So we'll get everything in a single package in Spark. And apart from supporting all these workloads in a respective system, it reduces the management burden of maintaining separate tools. As in Hadoop, it has the burden to maintain separate tools. So this burden of maintaining separate tools is gone in Spark. And Hadoop uses replication to achieve a fault tolerance, where Spark uses different data storage model, resilient distributed data sets. So Spark uses a clever way of guaranteeing fault tolerance that minimizes network I/O. And if a partition of an RDD is lost, the RDD has enough information to rebuild just that partition. So this removes the need for replication to achieve fault tolerance. Then so here Spark uses more RAM instead of network, and this I/O is relatively fast as compared to Hadoop. So now coming to the features of Spark. As I've already mentioned that this one speed, regarding speed, that Spark helps to run an application in Hadoop cluster up to 100 times faster in memory, and 10 times faster when running on disk. So this is possible by reducing number of read operations to disk. It stores the intermediate processing data in memory itself. So, so here, because of RDD, this fast processing is possible. That means it uses the concept of a resilient distributed data set, that is RDD, which allows it to transparently store data on memory and persist it to disk only when it is needed. So this helps to reduce most of the disk read and write operations, which is the main time consuming factors of this one, data processing. And it supports multiple languages. That is, with Spark, we can write applications in Java, Scala, or Python, and this helps developers to create and run the applications on their familiar programming languages, and easy to build parallel apps. It comes with a built-in set of over 80 high-level operators, and we can use it interactively to query data within the Spark shells. And advanced analytics, this one, Spark not only supports map and reduce, it also supports SQL queries, streaming data, then complex analytics such as machine learning, then graph algorithms. So Spark runs everywhere. That is, Spark can run on Hadoop, on meshes, or standalone, or in the cloud. It can access diverse resources from including HDFS, Cassandra, HBase, S3. So now coming to the components of Spark. So Spark here, Spark Apache Spark Core, then Spark SQL Spark streaming is there, Spark MLlib, then GraphX, SparkX. So Spark Spark Core is the underlying general execution engine for a Spark platform that all other functionality is built upon. So it provides in-memory computing and referencing data sets in external storage systems. That is the base for large-scale parallel and distributed processing. The function of Spark Core is basically responsible for memory management, fault recovery, scheduling of jobs, distributing and monitoring the jobs on the cluster. Further additional functional libraries such as Spark SQL, streaming, ML, machine learning libraries, GraphX, SparkX are built on the top of the Spark Core. So Spark SQL is a new model which integrates the relational processing with Spark Functional Programming API and supports the SQL queries. We can query the data by SQL. We can do this one query also using the SQLs. Then next, Spark streaming, which is used to process the real-time data. So we are getting the live streams, and thereby we are analyzing the data. So Spark streaming leverages Spark Core's fast scheduling capability to perform streaming analytics. So it ingests data in mini batches and performs RDD, that is resilient distributed data sets transformation on those mini batches of data. And now comes the Spark ML, that is machine learning library. So it is something related to machine learning, and it is used to perform machine learning in Apache Spark, and it is the machine learning component used when it comes to big data processing. So MLlib is a distributed machine learning framework above Spark because of the distributed memory-based Spark architecture. It is according to benchmarks done by the MLlib developers against the alternating least square implementations. This one, Spark MLlib is 9 times faster as the Hadoop disk-based version of Apache Mahout before this one. Mahout gain a Spark interface. And next is graphics. Graphics is a distributed graph processing framework on top of Spark. It provides an API for expressing graph and parallel computing. So it also provides an optimized runtime for this abstraction. And Spark X, this is the R package that provides distributed data frame implementations. So this I'm not going to. Then now comes to the Spark architecture. So Spark architecture includes the following 3 main components. That is data storage, then API and management framework. So data storage, in data storage, Spark uses HDFS file system for the data processing purpose. It works with any Hadoop compatible data source, including HDFS, HVs, Cassandra, etc. Then API, the API provides the application developers to create Spark-based applications using a standard API interface. Spark provides API for Scala, Java, and Python programming languages. And resource management. So here Spark can be deployed as a standalone server, or it can be on a distributed computing framework like Mesos or YARN. So now understanding Apache Spark architecture. So Apache Spark has a well-defined and layered architecture where all the Spark components and layers are loosely coupled and integrated with various extensions and libraries. Apache Spark architecture is based on 2 main abstractions, that is resilient distributed data sets and directed acyclic graph. So RDD are the building blocks of any Spark application, and RDD stands for resilient, that is fault tolerance, and is capable of rebuilding data on failure. When some RDD is failed, then it is capable of rebuilding the data. And distributed, that is distributed data among the multiple nodes in a cluster, and data set, that is collection of partition data with values. And we can also say that RDD is a core concept in Spark framework. We take data from disks and create RDDs, and RDD is in memory and is a collection of objects spread across a cluster, and it is stored in RAM or on disk. We can also think about RDD as a table in a database. It can hold any types of data, and Spark stores data in RDD on different partitions. So RDD helps with rearranging the computations and optimizing the data processing. There are also fault tolerance because an RDD know how to recreate and recompute the data sets. That is when RDD is down, and it can automatically rebuild. And Spark's RDD support 2 different types of operations, that is transformations and actions. So transformations, they are the operations that are applied to create a new RDD. Some of the transformations, such as mapped, filter, or made flat mapped, then group by key, reduce by key, aggregate by key, are there. So so whenever we are performing a transformation on any RDD, it will create a new RDD. It doesn't modify the existing RDD. So here we can say that RDDs are immutable. Nothing gets evaluated when you call a transformation function. It just takes an RDD and return a new RDD. Some of the transformation functions are, we have already seen map, filter, flat map, all these things are there, transformation operations, and now coming to the actions. So actions are applied on the RDD. to instruct Apache Spark to apply computation and pass it result back to the driver. So here comes the lazy evaluation of Spark. That means until and unless we apply some actions on the transformation, then Spark cannot do anything. So Spark always performs as a lazy evaluation. An action operation evaluates and returns a new value, and some of the actions operations are reduce, collect, count first, then count by key, and for each. So RDD here, data is partition is divided into a number of partitions. Now working with RDD. How we work on RDD. So suppose we have a command called sc.txt file, and our file name, we have some file name, then it always creates an RDD. So when you execute this command, it always creates an RDD, and we have already mentioned that an RDD is a fundamental data structure of Spark. So whenever we read a file, it will create the RDDs. So on RDD, we can perform a transformation, that is filter, map, group by, etc. And many operations are available. So after applying transformation on an RDD, we'll get another new RDD. Then, and through on this RDD, we can we can apply actions. So actions like count, then count the number of records, like collect, and a lot of actions are there. And then after that, it will load the data. So we can perform actions and gives an output. So in case of transformation, we always get a new RDD, but in case of action, we always get a value. So, and the directed acyclic graphs. So DAZ. So here a cyclic DAZ is a sequence of computations performed on data where its node is an RDD partition, and H is a transformation on top of data. The DAZ abstraction helps eliminate the Hadoop reduced multi-stage execution model and provides performance enhancements over Hadoop. So working of Spark architecture. So Spark architecture, Apache Spark follows a master slave architecture with two main process or daemons and a cluster manager. So master daemon, that is your driver process, which is the driver node, and worker daemon, worker process, that is the slave process, that is multiple nodes. This is the multiple secondary nodes, and a Spark cluster has a single master, and single master, that is the driver, and any number of slave workers, that is secondary, that is worker nodes. The driver and the executor runs their individual Java processes, and users can run them on the same horizontal Spark cluster or on a separate machines, that is in a vertical Spark cluster or in a mixed machine configuration. So the driver, so here the driver is the central point and the entry point of any of the application. That is, it is the entry point of the Spark shell, that is maybe Scala, Python, and the driver programs runs the main function of the application, and it is placed where the Spark context is created. So which is a function? Spark context is nothing but a functionality of Spark, and it is the entry point of any application. So the Spark driver contains various components like DAZ scheduler, then task scheduler, backend scheduler, and block manager responsible for the translation of Spark user code into actual Spark jobs. So its role is to translate the Spark user code into actual Spark jobs executed on the cluster. So the driver program that runs on the master node of the Spark cluster schedules the job execution and negotiates with the cluster manager. So it translates the RDDs into the execution graph and splits the graph into multiple stages. So the driver implicitly converts the user submitted program in a directed acyclic graph, and the Spark context, with the help of cluster manager, allocates a task that is executable parts of a job to the secondary nodes. So then the cluster manager, role of cluster manager is to allocate the resources needed to execute the job, and secondary nodes are where the tasks are executed. So actual tasks are executed in the secondary node, and the results are returned to the Spark driver again. So this is the interactive shell, the fastest way to learn Spark. It is available in Python and Scala. So it can run on an existing Spark cluster, or it can run locally. So in this session, we are not going to discuss more on practical. So with this, I have come to the end of my session.
Thank you, ma'am, for providing this detailed insight about the webinar topic today. We would like to conclude the session today. We request you to kindly fill in this feedback form, so that we will be able to provide you the e-certificates as mentioned in the email. So the link has been shared in the chat section. And anyone who is interested to join the course through promo code and want to avail the promo code and avail the course at 400 rupees, kindly mention your email ID, name and mobile number in the chat section. Those who have already provided the details may ignore, please. And now we will just share one small demo, 2 minutes demo for the process of registration in our bridge course through FutureSkills Prime platform. So I'll here share the demonstration, please. 1 second.
Welcome to this FutureSkills Prime platform initiated by Ministry of IT. So by clicking on login, you can use your login credentials and logged into the platform. So you can give your email ID and password which you used while you were signing up to the platform. Once you logged in, you will land on the home page of the FutureSkills Prime platform. Here in the search bar, you can type Big Data Technologies and search the course. Here you can click on the course icon and you will land on this page where you have to enroll by giving the course fee. Once you have enrolled, you will land on the course page. And here you can see all the information regarding the course and the flow of the course. Here you get an option center preference for offline mentoring. So by clicking on this link, you can answer few questions and you can select the center of your preference for online mentoring. Here you can see all the different units regarding big data technology. All the 3 modules are present here: Hadoop, Spark and data science. You can click on any of the topic and
hello everyone, welcome to the session of Hadoop
and see the topics video. Once you have gone through one module, you can click here to join the virtual lab for doing your practical sessions. Click on the link given.
अरे चिट्टी लिहून दे ना अन्नाला काय काय पाहिजे थांबा एक मिनिट ए अन्नाला काय काय पाहिजे चिट्टी लिहून दे ना बे गाजरसाठी अरे गाजरच्या हलव्यासाठी काय पाहिजे
Kindly mute yourself. Somebody has unmuted the mic.
असली प्युअर तूप
So I
गोवर्धन
hope the session is
एवढा
clear
चालेल का
to
होईल
all. And
एक मिनिट
in case you have any
इथं ठेवतो
queries regarding the course,
माझ्या
you may
याच्यामध्ये
contact us.
एकदम सुगंध आलेला.
So any queries regarding the course, you may contact us in the email ID provided below. That is fsprime@cdac.in. And feedback link has been shared in the chat section. Kindly fill in the feedback form so that we are able to send you the e-certificates. Also, all the social media channels we have shared here. Kindly follow the social media channels in Facebook, Twitter, Cool, LinkedIn, all these social media channels. Kindly follow it for more updates on other technologies as well as big data. So so with this we will be concluding today's session.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
मला हिरवा पण घेतला तो दिला नाही बरं तुमची आदत
नाही,
खराब
नाही.
आहे हा वस्तू इथून नेता नेता ठेवत नाही देत नाही
साखर आहे पुष्कळ एवढी आहे साखर नको अर्धा किलो ली अर्धा किलो साखर इलायची आणि काय तूप साखर इलायची खोबरा तीस लागेल हा राहू दे खोबरा 30 नको
Okay.